Today, we are going to solve a classic tech mystery. It's a story that involves two of the most critical and often misunderstood pieces of network security out there, the firewall and the VPN.
Okay, let's set the scene, because you've definitely been here. You're at home, an application is running beautifully, it's fast, it's smooth, no problems. But the second you get to the office and connect to that network, it just dies. It completely fails. What is going on? And then there's this weird flip side to the problem. You're working from home, everything's great, your IT team says, hey, for security, connect to the company VPN. You turn it on, and suddenly that same connection that was working perfectly just breaks. How? How can the very thing that's supposed to help you be the cause of the problem?
Well, the answer to both of these super frustrating situations lies with two pieces of tech. So let's play detective for a few minutes, because we're going to solve this mystery by meeting our two main suspects.
First up, let's talk about suspect number one, the firewall. And honestly, the best way to get what a firewall does is to just think of it as your network's personal bouncer.
So what is it technically? A firewall is a security system. Its whole job is to watch and control everything coming in and going out of a network, all based on a list of rules. It basically stands as a guard between a network you trust, like your office, and a network you don't, which is, the entire internet. And that's exactly where our bouncer analogy fits in so perfectly. The firewall stands at the digital front door of your office network, and it checks the ID of every single data packet trying to get in or out. It's got a super strict guest list, and if you're not on it, you're not getting in.
So this guest list is really just a set of rules, and for every packet of data, the firewall asks a few simple questions. First, who's asking? That's the source IP address. Second, which door are you trying to use? That's the destination port, and different services use different doors. And finally, what are you asking for? That's the protocol. Based on the answers, the firewall takes an action, allow or deny. So your computer might get an allow to browse the web, but a hard deny if it tries to use another service the company has blocked. Simple as that.
All right, let's bring in our second suspect, the VPN. If the firewall's the bouncer standing at the door, the VPN is your own secret, secure, private tunnel to get inside. A virtual private network, or VPN, does exactly what it sounds like. It creates this private, totally encrypted tunnel for your data to travel through, right over the top of a public network like the internet. And that tunnel leads you securely back to a private network, like your company's main office. Now, this right here is the absolute key to understanding everything. Without a VPN, your computer's traffic goes straight from your house to the internet. Simple. But when you turn the VPN on, your computer first dives into that secure tunnel. All your traffic travels through it, all the way to your office network, and then it goes out to the internet. So to the rest of the world, your location isn't your home anymore, it's your office.
So the process is really straightforward. You fire up the VPN client, an encrypted tunnel gets built to your office, and now all your internet traffic goes through that tunnel. And the big result? Digitally speaking, you are now inside the office network, even if you're sitting on your couch hundreds of miles away.
Okay, so we've met our suspects, we know how the bouncer works, we know how the secret tunnel works. Now, let's put it all together. Case solved. Let's figure out why things are breaking. Let's start with that first mystery, the one we've all felt. The app that works like a dream at home, but just hits a brick wall at the office. The solution is all about the path your data takes. At home, it's a straight shot to the internet. But at work? First, it has to get past the bouncer, that really strict corporate firewall. And that's our culprit. The firewall has a rule, maybe for security, maybe for company policy, that says block this service. Your request shows up, the bouncer checks the list, sees you're on the deny list, and turns you away. Connection failed. Now for the second case, the one that feels so backward. Everything is humming along just fine until you turn the VPN on. What gives? And here it is, the big twist. With the VPN off, you're at home, no corporate bouncer to deal with. But the second you turn that VPN on, you've sent all your traffic through that private tunnel, and where does it come out? At your office. And who's waiting there at the exit? The firewall. You have literally put yourself behind the office bouncer, which means you now have to follow all of its rules. The exact same rule that blocks you in the office is now reaching out and blocking you from your own home. So with both mysteries solved, let's make sure these lessons stick. This is your new mental model for thinking about why network connections succeed or fail. Let's just lock this in. 4 key things to remember. 1. A firewall is a gatekeeper, a bouncer.
2. A VPN literally changes your digital location and the path your data travels. 3. When you use that VPN, you inherit the rules of the place you're connecting to. And that leads to the most important point of all. Most of the time, when you can't connect, it's not because something is broken, it's because a security system is working perfectly.
So I'll leave you with this one question to think about. The next time you hit a wall and can't connect to something, is your first instinct going to be to ask what's broken? Or are you now going to stop and ask yourself, wait a minute, what's the path my data is taking and who's the bouncer standing in the way? Because understanding that path, well, that's the real key to solving the mystery.